The Burstin Bears Get in a Fight by Stan and Jan Berenstain. When two small bears don't get along, the grown-ups worry what went wrong. The Burstin Bears Get in a Fight by Stan and Jan Berenstain. Most mornings in bear country, the sun rose to greet the day and the mockingbird sang its copycat songs outside an upstairs window at the bears' tree house. And inside the tree house, brother and sister bear would wake up. Brother and sister usually got along very well. They took turns nicely with the bathroom. They said please and thank you at breakfast. They often sat together on the school bus, and after school they worked together happily on their special project, their own backyard tree house. But one grey morning, brother and sister didn't get along well at all. Maybe it was the weather, or maybe it was because the mockingbird slept late. But whatever it was, brother and sister bear got into a big fight. Sister bear opened her eyes and stretched. Then she sat up and let her legs dangle over the edge of her bed, right in brother bear's face. She didn't do it to be rude. It was just one of those things that happens with bunk beds. But that morning, brother was not in a very good mood. "Sister, get your dopey feet out of my face," he shouted. "My feet aren't dopey and they're not in your face," she shouted back. "Get your dopey face out of my face," snarled brother. "You shut up," snapped sister. And before brother could answer, she skipped into the bathroom ahead of him. She took a very long time, brushing her teeth, washing up, and brushing her fur. "You better come out of that bathroom," shouted brother, banging on the door. "Brother Bear, you know better than to shout at your sister," said Papa coming out of his bedroom. "But she's taking too long in the bathroom, and she's doing it on purpose," complained brother. When brother raised his fist to bang on the door again, it opened, and out came sister all spruced up. "Good morning, Papa," she said. "As nice as you please." "Grrr," said brother. Brother and sister didn't say please and thank you that morning at breakfast because they weren't speaking to each other. And they didn't sit together on the school bus. Sister sat in the front and brother sat way in the back. That afternoon they made a line down the middle at their backyard tree house to show which half was whose, and it wasn't much fun sitting up there in their tree house not speaking to each other. Yeah, there's the line. Especially when it began to rain. Hard. Later, they kept on being mean by taking back the things they usually shared. Sister took back her modelling clay, which brother had made into dinosaurs, and rolled it into one big lump. Brother took back his trucks and planes and put them on the top shelf, where sister couldn't reach them. They got so angry that they forgot that they weren't speaking and began shouting at each other even louder than before. Then Papa lost his temper and began shouting at them to stop shouting. The neighbors didn't know what was worse, the big storm or the racket coming from the bears' tree house. Mama had quite enough. She put two fingers to her mouth and whistled very, very loudly. Papa and the cubs were surprised that they stopped shouting. "I didn't know you could whistle like that, Mama," said sister. "Well, I can. I can also tell you that I've had quite enough of this foolish fighting. Why, I doubt you two even remember what you're fighting about, said Mamma sternly. The cubs tried to remember, but they couldn't. Mamma took the cubs into her lap. Everybody gets into an argument once in a while, even folks who love each other very much, she said. You and I don't have arguments, said Papa. Oh, yes, we do, said Mamma. No, we don't, argued Papa. We're having one right now, and whether or not we have arguments, said Mamma. While Papa thought that one over, Mamma went on to say that occasional arguments are part of living together. We get angry and call each other names and say things we don't really mean, and after a while it's over, she said. Like the storm? Asked Sister. The rain had almost stopped, and the sun was beginning to shine through the clouds. Yes, like the storm, said Mamma. Look, said Papa. The sun shining on the last of the rain had made a rainbow. A beautiful rainbow is something very beautiful that happens after a storm, said Mamma, looking at the cubs. You mean like making up after a big fight? Asked Sister. Sort of, said Mamma. And so, Brother and Sister Bear hugged and made up and got along just beautifully. Well, until next time anyway. The end.